Episode 55 of the Marketing Life Podcast. This is Taylor Timothy, your host. And today we're going to be comparing WordPress versus Shopify versus custom coding and versus ClickFunnels. So these are all different web-based platforms that you can use to generate leads and sales for your business. So let's not waste any more time and dive right in. So first off, guys, I'm going to be very biased up front and just say I use WordPress. I use a theme called Divi, and basically it has made my life easier, and I can't complain about it. So I use it all the time. So WordPress is my bias. But I will say, and I will talk about these other ones today, about their pros and their cons as well. So first off, starting with WordPress. In my opinion, it's super quick and easy to get set up and get running and installed. It's very affordable. And the reason why I bring that up is if you really wanted to, you could pay for $1 hosting. You could pay for your domain every year and pay like $12 a year just for your website. I don't recommend this, but it is super affordable if you want to go that route. The third pro to WordPress, in my opinion, is a lot of websites are built on WordPress. So the huge pro to that is there are tons of developers and tons of updates coming out all the time on WordPress to make sure your website stays up to date, it stays secure, and is constantly evolving. So tons of people use it, and it can be amazing that way. Cons. There are too many theme options. So where it's such a big platform, a lot of people offer free themes. They offer super cheap themes that suck. And basically you have too many options and people get overwhelmed. And because of all these bad themes, it's created a bad vibe for WordPress. So there's just too many options. A lot of people don't know the direction to take when they're using WordPress and which themes are good and what to use. So there's just too many themes. Like I said, I use the Divi theme. Second thing, a lot of times if a WordPress website has any sort of custom code in that website and you go hit update, guess what happens? It crashes. So that's a huge con. If you want a code and you want to just be able to go update your website every now and again, just like a normal human WordPress user, it potentially will crash your website. The third thing is it's a big learning curve. So it is a big learning curve to learn WordPress. It's not very technical, but it can take some time to really wrap your head around WordPress and how it works. But all in all, with WordPress, like I said, I'm biased. What I have found with WordPress is if you pay for good web hosting, so my web host, I pay $30 a month. And if you pay for a good theme, a lot of times good themes can be $150 to $300 for forever, though. It's just a one-time purchase. A lot of times this thing is super robust and it is amazing. But like I said, you got to spend some money on WordPress if you want a killer website through WordPress. Now, if you go the cheap route, you're going to hate WordPress and it's going to suck and you're going to absolutely hate it and be a hater of WordPress for the rest of your life. So that's going to wrap up WordPress. So let's now talk about Shopify. So I haven't used Shopify a ton personally, but one of the huge pros, I will say, in comparison to like even WordPress, is it has tons of shopping features. So if you're trying to build like an online store, you're selling tons of apparel and you're selling tons of bracelets and things like that, like usually you're going to want to use Shopify over WordPress. Now, WordPress can offer this and you can make it work, but it usually Shopify will win in that game if you have tons of products. And they have tons of features to make the user experience of like shipping and things like that and the user of fulfilling. A lot of times Shopify can win that game. Now, one of the huge cons to Shopify is load speeds. So what I found on Shopify stores is a lot of times the load speeds are super slow, and you're going to get slower load times, which means you're going to get less conversions and bad user experience on that side of things if your customer is possibly new. So that's one of the huge cons is the load speeds with Shopify. Now, Shopify is actually a little bit more expensive than WordPress, so you do have to pay for Shopify. If I remember right, don't quote me on this, but it's around $30 a month to have a Shopify website. So obviously WordPress, you can buy everything up front, but if you're paying for good web hosting, it's sixes there. So that's kind of the pros and cons with Shopify. So the next thing I'm going to talk about today is ClickFunnels, and I'm also going to bring up Kajabi. It's a new platform out there that's coming in to compete with all this ClickFunnels versus Kajabi. We'll see who wins. But anyways, one of the pros to these platforms is it's really easy to build. When you get those things set up, you can crank out landing pages super fast, and they have a lot of upsell features. So what happens, they go through your funnel, then you try and upsell them for $7, then you try and upsell them for $199, and then you try and upsell them for your $5,000 product. So these features can be built into WordPress I'll just mainly say, but the processes can be a lot more clunky, as you might say. So ClickFunnels and Kajabi have this built in super good, and they have this process dialed in. Now over on WordPress, you might have to custom code and things like that. So that's one of the huge pros. They're really easy to build. They actually load really good. I'm definitely a fan of them. I think they're great tools to use as well. So pro, really easy to build. Cons is they kind of look the same, and they kind of are hard to customize. So what I mean by customize is really make it so it's different from all the other funnel pages. So they all kind of look the same. So potentially, someone might go, this looks just like a ClickFunnels page. They're going to try and sell me. I doubt that's going to happen. I doubt that would happen, but in the reality of it is they are hard to customize, and they all kind of look the same. So that is going to wrap up the ClickFunnels. Kajabi, again, the pro, they're really easy to build, great for upsells, and some of the cons are they kind of all just look the same. Last one we're going to wrap up with is custom code. Guys, I preach this all the time with custom code. I'm not a fan of it at all. I just talked about a bunch of other website builders that you can build websites and get leads and sales and get them converting around 20% of the time. So why go out and custom code? But anyways, got to give the shout out to the custom code and say the pro to it is you can actually get a custom look. You can customize that sucker to be exactly how you want it, and it can be the perfect website and look completely different than everyone else's. You get the custom look, right? The con is they take away so much time, and time is money. So I'm not a believer of custom coding. I'm very anti-custom code. Custom coders, thank you so much for developing WordPress and Divi theme and developing ClickFunnels and Kajabi and Shopify. That makes my life so much easier. So I appreciate all of you custom coders out there. But all in all, the answer is which one should you use for your business? So in my answer, what would I do for my business? I personally would have my website built on WordPress, and then I would build out funnels using the theme I use. And at some point, I would probably build out a ClickFunnel or a Kajabi website and start driving traffic to that and sending them through a funnel that way to see which one is going to convert better. I'm a personal believer, like you need a personal website, especially if you're like a local business. You need a website that has your services and has your about page and your contact page. So all in all, for me personally, I'm a believer, build your website out on WordPress and then look into building a funnel out over with ClickFunnels or Kajabi, depending on if you're not getting the results you want to with the WordPress website. So that's going to wrap up episode 55 of the Marketing Life podcast, WordPress versus Shopify versus Custom Code versus ClickFunnels and Kajabi. Thanks, guys, for listening to episode 55. If you have any questions about this, feel free to reach out to me. I'm here to help you guys out. I'm here to help generate more leads and sales for your business. So if you feel like you need more leads, you need more sales, your website's not working, go over and check out my course. It will teach you from start to finish on how to get more leads and sales for your business, which in turns makes it so you can scale and you can grow and make more money and have more freedom. So thanks, guys, again for listening. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button to this podcast. Leave me a review. Thanks, guys, for listening, and peace. And peace.